Congratulations, your offer was accepted. Now it's time to go ahead and do the home inspection. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex Canales. I'm a top-rated mortgage home loan originator. And in this video, we're going to discuss all things home inspections, so that way you, the buyer, have a successful real estate mortgage closing. Under contract, one of the first things you're going to go ahead and do is get your inspection completed. Where do you find an inspection agent? Generally speaking, the buyer, you'll go ahead and ask your buyer's agent, the realtor representing you, for a referral for a home inspection agent, or maybe you know a licensed and bonded contractor. You're typically going to go and order the home inspection 24 to 48 hours after your offer is accepted. It is one of the very first things you do as a buyer with regards to due diligence. You want to make certain the property is in good condition right away. Also, with your contract, there's typically going to be an inspection window written in the contract. It varies by contract, varies by state. It's generally 7 to 14 days. A lot of times it's 10 days. So this means you, the buyer, have 10 days to do all of your due diligence and send your inspection report and your demands over to the seller. The cost of a home inspection varies based upon the complexity and also the current market. So a 900 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom condo is much easier to inspect than a 4,500 square foot house with a 4-car garage and a large pool and 2 stories. So as you can see, the cost of the inspection varies based upon the complexity of the property and also where the property is located. So if you happen to be in town, you can typically get an inspection agent out there quicker versus being in a rural area because there may be lesser inspection agents available. The cost can vary greatly based upon the complexity and the market. You'll typically pay for the inspection with a credit card. The inspection agent will invoice you. You pay for the inspection. Now, the inspection agent does not care about your transaction, whether you close or not. And that's a good thing because they have no bias. They call it as they see it. They complete the inspection report. Mr. Buyer, Mrs. Buyer, here's exactly what you need to know with the property. You get this detailed report, and then you and your real estate agent make up your mind if you're going to renegotiate with the seller or just cancel the transaction altogether. I like that they have no bias because they just give you the report and then you go ahead and make up your mind which you feel you need to go ahead and get rectified with the seller. Another benefit with the home inspection is they're going to help you forecast future repairs needed. Hey, the roof is good now, but in 5 years it's going to need to be repaired. This air conditioner is decent now, but it probably has a lifespan of 2 to 5 years. So this way you can forecast potential expenses you will go ahead and incur as a home owner. The inspection is going to take anywhere between 1 and 3 hours. It's always case by case basis. I do recommend you attend your inspection. Your real estate agent may attend it with you. Also, every inspection agent is going to be a little bit different. Sometimes they will do the entire report and then they're going to kind of give you the rundown after the fact, or they may do the inspection and kind of walk you through the entire house alongside with them. Every inspection agent operates a little bit differently. When I bought my property, my inspection agent did the whole report. I just kind of hung out and then he gave me the conclusions after the fact. And then 1 to 2 days later, he emailed me my inspection report I got with my real estate agent. We went over the inspection report and then we fired off our demands over to the seller. Take their report, review it with your real estate agent. Now we're going to submit it over to the seller and we can go ahead and see if the seller is going to go ahead and make some repairs. A couple things before we get to that piece. An inspection is always going to find something wrong with the property. That's the importance of the buyer, is realize your property is not going to be immaculate. It's just always the case. Even 2024 new build homes have inspection issues. That's why you're hiring an inspection agent to do this prior purchase inspection for you. With the property, from a seller's perspective, they typically get the home curb appeal ready, make it very appealing and ready to sell. They're not going to fix everything and they're not even going to know what they need to fix in terms of fixing everything. For example, me, if I were to list my property, I would get it curb appeal ready, but I don't necessarily know if my water heater or water softener is a little bit on the slow side or if my air conditioner only has a few years remaining. Most homeowners don't necessarily know that. So that way when you do the inspection, you know exactly what you can anticipate. So we've got the inspection back. We have some particular things that we feel we need to get fixed. Now, always focus on the big items first. Don't necessarily worry all that much about cosmetic stuff. You can fix a little bit of painting here. The main thing are the big ticket items. The roof, the foundation, the electric, the plumbing. The catastrophic stuff is what's absolutely most important. If your inspection agent says, hey, you know what? I think you should hire a roofing company to get some bids for the roof, you may do that. Or hey, you know what? I'm not necessarily too certain on this foundation. You may want to hire a structural engineer to check out the foundation. In certain situations, you will go ahead and have an additional inspection based upon your initial inspection. They may do a radon test. There could be a test for black mold. There could be a test for the roof. So your inspection agent may refer you out to a specialist if something looks outside their scope, or they may want to have a second set of eyes on the property, which is relatively norm. We've got our request. We submit those over to the seller, and the listing agent representing the seller and the seller, the owner of the property, will go back and forth, and they will review your demands, and several things can occur within the rebuttal back and forth of the inspection. If it's catastrophic as a buyer, you can walk away from the transaction as long as you're through your earnest deposit, get your money back, and begin searching for a property. Number two is you can go and ask for a seller concession, where the seller is going to credit you money against your closing fees and your cash to close is reduced. In certain situations, some things need to be repaired. You would rather repair them yourself, so you'd rather have the seller reduce your closing fees, you take the money and you make the repair. Number three is they may do a reduction in the sales price. Hey, we're going to knock $5,000 off the sales price. Number two and number three, if there's any change to the contract, you would sign an addendum to the contract. New sales price is XYZ, new seller concessions is XYZ. And then number four, the seller may go ahead and make the repairs for you. I'm kind of a fan of, I would rather make the repairs myself. I would like to get an idea of the cost of the repairs. Give me a seller concession credit. This is my opinion. And then I'll fix the repairs post-closing. Let's just say the seller makes the repairs. You're going to go ahead and do a pre-closing walkthrough regardless. So if you have a standard 30-day close of escrow, usually day 1 through 3, you order your inspection. Your inspection window is usually 7 to 14 days. Let's call it 10 days. So you have to get your inspection done and get your request out to the seller within a particular day. And then if your closing's 30 days, usually day 27 or day 28, you will go ahead and do what's referred to as your final walkthrough to make certain all of those items have been rectified, or just get a final opinion of the particular property before you close. Some takeaways with regards to do's and don'ts with the inspection. Don't panic with the inspection. This is normal for there to be issues with a particular property. You take the inspection, you review it, you submit it to the listing agent and the seller, and if you can't agree to terms, you walk away. Another thing you have to realize, there's always going to be something wrong with the property. It's just the nature of home ownership and the nature of structures and dwellings. They're always going to find something particularly wrong with the property, and also at the same time, it can really help you understand what you're getting into with regards to home ownership. Every transaction, every loan, every person, every deal is going to be completely different. Maybe you're comfortable purchasing a property that requires a little bit more work on the home, but it could be a cheaper price. Or maybe you're willing to pay a premium and you want something that is turnkey ready. Those are questions you have to go ahead and ask yourself. So I hope you found this video helpful, informative. Get your offer in. Once your offer is accepted, do your home inspection right away. Review your inspection with your real estate agent. Come to the conclusion, what are the most important things? You'll fire off your demands over to the listing agent and the seller. They can go ahead and make the repairs. You can get a concession, reduction in sales price, or you can cancel the deal altogether. And if there's something that's catastrophic with the property, or you think you need to hire a specialist, reach out and hire a specialist, like a radon inspection, an additional termite inspection, and so forth. So I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.